Hey, so Caitlin, what are you hearing about the market?
I'm hearing the market's really good right now.
It's good.
It's good. It's up.
But I keep hearing about how the market is down.
Is it? I don't know. I thought it was up, or maybe it is down. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's up. So do you think the market is up or down now? Because you said both. Then again, I think I did too.
I'm confused now.
Yeah, everybody is.
I don't understand.
But stand by and we'll tell you what's really going on. Hey everyone, it's Pete Young here with Remax, and I'm sitting with
Caitlin. Hi.
Caitlin Breccio.
Breccio.
What is it?
It's Breccio.
Breccio. She changes it all the time. I never really know what it is.
Apparently I do, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the market a little bit today. There's going to be a lot of numbers, so if you want, hit pause and then go get a coffee and come back and hit play again to watch the rest. And then while you're hitting things on the screen, hit subscribe so you don't miss one of these videos in the future. Because we do try to do one every month and give you a bit of a market update as to what's going on. All right, so what we're gonna do this time though is a little bit deeper dive than we normally do. So we're gonna break things down a couple of ways. We're first gonna break it down by, what's happening across the entire Calgary real estate board. And then we're gonna do detached houses and then townhouses and then apartments. And then we're gonna break it down again by different price ranges and see what's happening there. And we'll try to give you a bit of an overview as to what's going on, and maybe even give you a bit of we'll be looking into our crystal ball a little bit and see what the future might look like. Of course, yeah, we could be entirely wrong, but we'll tell you what we think is going to happen. So let's start with this. Across the entire real estate board, sales are actually up 3% in May versus May last year. And just so you know, a lot of the numbers that we're going to be talking about are year over year. We'll break some stuff down by month and tell you what's going on in terms of shorter trends. But in terms of most of our numbers here, they're going to be May of 2022 versus May of 2021. So board-wide sales are up 3%, listings are down 6%, and of course it's been the shortage of supply that's continuing to drive things here. And inventory is down 23% over last year. Months of supply is actually, what that means is months of supply is actually also down from last year, about 26%. And last year, May, we were actually having a pretty decent little market. We were having even a bit of a seller's market, right? I mean, it was.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Yeah, like right now we've got an absorption rate close to 60%. But last year we had an absorption rate of 44%, which means it was a seller's market. We talk about an absorption rate being, 33%.
Yeah.
And at 44%, we were in a seller's market last year. Now we're at a 59%. So when people say, oh, the market's really slowing down, yeah, it is a little bit. It's gone from crazy, nuts hot to just a hot market. And it still is a hot market. And you'll see that different market segments especially are hotter than others. But prices are up in every area of the city, except in double digits, by the way, except for City Center, which is only up 9.3%. So it's 0.7% away from being a double-digit price growth as well. So we're seeing price growth across the city. We're seeing a shortage of supply, although supply is a little healthier than it has been in the last few months. And overall, we're seeing a lot of great news. The one area where things have softened the most is probably in the detached market. And
Yes.
Caitlin, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So for our detached market, this is actually the segment that's been driving a lot of that market excitement.
It has, yeah.
It has been, yeah. So our sales have actually dropped by 15%, but I know that sounds bad, except that our new listings have also dropped 19%. And our inventory is down 20%. But get this, our sales to new listings ratio is at 73%.
So we've still got a shortage of supply.
Yeah, we do. We only have a month and a half of supply. But I mean, with that being said, our average price has actually been steadily, slowly decreasing, but it's actually much higher than it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think is going to happen over the next 6 months to a year or something?
I have a feeling, I don't have a crystal ball, but if I did, I would think that the prices will probably increase over time, I'm thinking.
I think so too. I think it's inevitable. I think, we've just got We've seen some really slight price decrease the last 3 months, like you said, still way higher than last year.
Exactly.
But I mean, there's still a shortage of supply. So I think, the pendulum, as they say in economics, or economists will say, the pendulum always swings too far. So maybe it swung too far too quickly. It's coming back. But I think it's going to be, I think there's just such a shortage of supply and such a demand for housing here that I think
so too, yeah.
Yeah. Time will tell. In terms of the townhouse market, here's what's going on there. So sales in the townhouse market are not at all like the detached market. In fact, it's catching up to where the detached market was. Sales are up 33%.
Oh, wow.
Pretty outstanding compared to last year.
Yeah.
So sales are up 33%. Listings are up 17%. So we're getting lots more supply there as well.
Yeah.
Months of supply is down 41% from last year, which means we've now got about a month and a half supply there too. So we've kind of matched the detached market there. And the benchmark price is actually up 17%, which is as much as the detached market has gone up.
Wow.
So after all these years of townhouses really struggling and really suffering, they've just taken off in the last little while. In fact, we sold one up in Ranchlands and it sold in a day, full price. It was fantastic. And lots of calls for it afterwards and stuff too. So the biggest price increases, the biggest increases in unit sales within that townhouse market is between the $300,000 and $500,000 market, as you would expect. And they dipped marginally from the 2 to 300, and I think that's just because those prices went up. So
I think so too. Yeah.
Most of those sales are just are above 3 now, as opposed to below 3. So overall, I mean, when you see an increase in sales of 33%, that's pretty darn good.
All right, so let's look into the apartment segment now. So our listings are actually up by 19%. Is that bad news? No. And that's because our sales are actually up by 66%. So it means that our inventory is down 28%. Our months of supply is also down by 57%. And most of the unit sales that have been occurring in that market segment is actually between the 2 to 300K price range. So when we talk about our benchmark prices, they've actually been steadily increasing since December.
Yeah, so we saw some slight price increase in the detached market, which has literally been on fire here for about 6 months or 8 months. But we're seeing price increases in every other market segment. So that's kind of the news, is that the detached market, which has just been, it's just been a storm here for whatever, 6 or 8 months. It's starting to ease off a little bit to where it's balanced. And these other market segments are taking off like mad, which is kind of what we've been predicting, right, over the last few months, is that we said a rising tide lifts all ships. Eventually, you're going to see rises in sales numbers and in prices in these other market segments and that kind of thing. So that being said...
Yeah, speaking of prices...
Yeah, let's break the market down now by price range. So in terms of price ranges, here's what's intriguing is four of the price market segments that we look at have actually gone up, and one went down. So the one that went down, let's start with that one, is the $400,000 to $600,000 price range actually fell by 11%, and that's the bulk of our Calgary Real Estate Board business. So it's kind of strange, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea why that happened or what that means. I will tell you that the market segment under 400,000, so the cheaper stuff and some of the condos and stuff, they saw a 5% increase. The 600,000 to 800,000 market really took off. That's up 21%. The part that really took off is 800 to a million. That saw a 32% price, or not 32% price increase. That market saw a 32% unit sales increase. Yeah. And of course, it's a smaller part of the market. Yeah. But we'll take a 32% increase anywhere we can get it.
For sure.
And then the million plus, which includes the $2 million sales, and there's usually one or two. You bought one, right?
Yeah.
One of the $2 million houses? Yeah. I bought the other one.
It's crazy.
As if in our dreams. Anyways, that market segment is up 5% as well. So again, we're seeing price increases everywhere except the detached market. We've seen some very slight price decreases on average, and you always have to be careful with averages, because it could just be that detached homes in one area of the city are outselling another part of the area, city, or whatever. We can always have to break it down some more to really know what your house is worth. So overall, we're generally seeing price increases across the city, mostly in double digits. Some slight price decreases in the detached homes, price increases everywhere else. So in general, we've still got a shortage of supply. We've still got hundreds of thousands of people moving to Calgary and to Alberta. And it's because, it makes sense. We're allowing 400,000 immigrants a year into this country.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to live in Vancouver or Toronto anymore.
They can't, no.
So they're going to be coming here. It's like this is where commodity prices have taken off, which is just providing wealth for everybody. Oil, gas, grain have all gone up substantially. So it's going to provide lots of opportunities for lots of people, and they're going to see it. If you're going to be moving to Canada, it's going to be a simple IQ test as to where you're going to live. You're going to live somewhere where you're going to have to pay 3 times the amount to live, or you're going to live here where wages are higher, there's no provincial sales tax, and your housing is a lot cheaper. So in fact, we've started a Facebook group, right?
Yeah, we did. It's called Moving to Alberta.
Yeah, so tell your friends and family, if you've got any that are in BC or Ontario especially, join the group, share it with their friends. It just went live like yesterday. I think we got 8 people or something like that
on there. Yeah.
So feel free to share it around like mad. And if anyone needs information about moving to Alberta, Caitlin especially has just been putting a ton of really good information on there. And we're available to chat with if you have friends or family that are moving here too. We can certainly help them with their move here. So again, if you need information that's more specific to your house, whether it's a townhouse in Tuscany or a bungalow in New Brighton, by all means give us a shout. We're happy to help you, and give us a call anytime. My cell number is at 403-818-7310. Should be up here on the screen. And Caitlin's?
My number is 403-615-2346.
Give us a call anytime. Be happy to chat.
Bye. Take care. He's so creepy.
Isn't that what newscasters do? They sort of just...
No, don't they just...
Oh yeah, you gotta shuffle.
They gotta shuffle and then they put their pen on their thing and
yeah,
they're like,
you're right. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways.